Hey everyone, while Ford and Chrysler are doing who knows what, it's time to take a closer look at Chinese cars. There's already a lot of interesting stuff popping up there. Just a reminder, my name is Tyler. Let's figure out these automotive wonders together.
Hey everyone, let's dive into the world of brake pads for your Geely Atlas or Atlas Pro. We're going to be looking at both the original manufacturer's brake pads and some reputable analogs. Understanding your options is key to keeping your car safe and on the road. First up, let's talk about sourcing brake pads directly from the original manufacturer's catalog. This is often the most straightforward approach. You know you're getting a part designed specifically for your Geely Atlas or Atlas Pro, and it should meet the manufacturer's specifications for performance and longevity. Now, finding these original parts might involve visiting a Geely dealership or an authorized parts supplier. The price point is usually higher compared to aftermarket options, but you're paying for that assurance of quality and fit. It's worth considering the potential long-term cost savings if these pads last longer and perform better than cheaper alternatives. Think about the peace of mind you get, knowing you've got the best possible braking performance for your vehicle. Remember to always check the part number carefully to ensure compatibility with your specific model year and trim level. There can be subtle differences between years, so double-checking is crucial. Don't just rely on the model name. Get that specific part number. Now let's shift our focus to the front brake pads. These are typically the ones that wear out faster than the rear pads due to the higher braking forces involved. The front pads are responsible for the majority of your braking power, so their condition is paramount to your safety. When choosing replacement front pads, whether original or an analog, pay close attention to the material composition. Different materials offer varying levels of friction, heat resistance, and overall lifespan. Some materials might be better suited for aggressive driving styles, while others prioritize quiet operation and longer wear. Researching the specific materials used in both the original and analog pads will help you make an informed decision. Consider factors like the climate you drive in. If you live in a mountainous region with frequent braking, you might want pads with superior heat dissipation capabilities. Also, look into the pad's thickness. Thicker pads generally last longer, but they might also be slightly more expensive. It's a balancing act between cost, performance, and longevity. Remember to always check the manufacturer's recommendations for pad thickness before installation. Installing pads that are too thin can lead to premature wear and potential braking issues. And of course, always ensure proper installation. Improper installation can compromise braking performance and even lead to dangerous situations. If you're not comfortable doing it yourself, take your car to a qualified mechanic. It's always better to be safe than sorry when it comes to your brakes. Think about the safety of yourself and others on the road. It's a worthwhile investment to ensure the job is done correctly. Hey everyone, let's dive into the world of brake pads for your Geely Atlas or Atlas Pro. Specifically, we're going to talk about the rear brake pads, what to expect from the originals, and what are some good alternatives. So first off, let's talk about the original Geely Atlas Pro rear brake pads. These are, of course, the pads that came with your car from the factory. Generally, you can expect a decent lifespan from these, but it really depends on your driving style and the conditions you drive in. Heavy braking, frequent stop-and-go traffic, and mountainous terrain will all wear down your pads faster. One thing to keep in mind with the originals is the price. They tend to be on the higher end of the spectrum compared to aftermarket options. However, you are paying for the assurance of a part designed specifically for your vehicle, and that's something to consider. Think about the materials used. They're usually formulated for optimal performance and longevity within the Geely braking system. You'll also find that the original pads often offer a more consistent braking feel throughout their lifespan, which is a significant advantage for many drivers. It's that familiar, predictable response you've come to expect. Now, it's important to remember that even original parts can vary slightly in quality depending on the batch and supplier, so don't be surprised if you notice minor differences between sets. Now let's shift our focus to the world of aftermarket or analog brake pads. There's a huge range of options available, and it can be a bit overwhelming. You'll find pads from well-known brands, and then you'll find some lesser-known brands that might offer a more budget-friendly option. The key here is to do your research. Don't just grab the cheapest option you can find. Read reviews, compare specifications, and look for pads that meet or exceed the minimum performance standards for your Geely Atlas or Atlas Pro. Pay close attention to the friction material used. Different materials offer different levels of performance and longevity. Some materials might offer better stopping power in wet conditions, while others might be better suited for high-temperature braking. Consider the noise level as well. Some aftermarket pads can be quite noisy, especially when cold. Finally, always check the pad's dimensions to ensure they are a perfect fit for your calipers. A poorly fitting pad can lead to uneven wear and braking issues. Remember, you get what you pay for. So while a cheaper option might seem tempting, investing in a reputable brand will often provide better performance, longer lifespan, and ultimately, greater peace of mind. We'll be showing some specific examples of good analog brake pads later in the video, so keep your eyes peeled for those. We'll discuss the pros and cons of each option to help you make an informed decision. And that's a good overview of original and analog brake pads for your Geely Atlas Pro. Remember to always consult your vehicle's owner's manual for specific recommendations and safety guidelines. Safe driving